Hi class, and welcome to lesson 13. Woo! We're so close. You can feel it, only 2 weeks away and you're done with Math 100G. I bet that feels good. You're doing an awesome job. Keep up the great work. First thing I want to do is thank everyone that was able to get their book reports in on time last week. I will start grading those and get those back to you by the end of this week. Typically I try and get them back, most of your grading done by Wednesday, so you get quick feedback, but with this assignment it does take me a little bit longer to read through everybody's assignments and make sure that everything's there, so typically it takes me the whole week to be able to get everybody's done. So some of you may start seeing feedback and grades, Monday and Tuesday, some may not see it till Saturday. But awesome job on getting that done. I'm sure that feels good to check that one off the list. I know it was a big assignment for this semester. This week for lesson 13, we will continue our discussion on slopes and writing equations of lines. So it's really just building a lot on last week's stuff, taking it another step further and just practicing it more. This is one of those things that it can be kind of confusing, and as the more you practice it and do it, then the more it just starts clicking and becomes more natural. So we'll continue with that. There's some videos out there from Brother Baird again. Just doing more tutorials on that. But then with that, because we're near the end of the semester, we do have another exam. And I know it feels like it's so soon, because it's like, well, we just took an exam, just like a few weeks ago in lesson 10. But the reality is, this is our last exam that will go over just these last 3 sections. I'll go over lessons 11, 12, and 13. And then next week's the final. And you have a final exam then. So this exam is a little bit shorter. It's only, I think, 14 or 15 questions long. But it is with this material from the last few weeks, which can be a little difficult. So make sure that you give yourself ample time. One thing is a little different on this exam. We've set it up. This has kind of come over the feedback from students and professors over the years, and I think this is the first time they're doing this, but with this exam 4, you actually get 2 attempts. So all the other exams, you only got 1 attempt, and then you had to, email me to open up another attempt, etc. Because it's the end of the semester and the time frame, they actually just automatically give you 2 attempts. So if you take that test and you're not happy with your score, you don't have to email me the first time. You should be able to go in and retake that test right away. Now, if you retake it a second time and you're still not happy with the score and you want to retake it, then you'll need to contact me. But just remember that. So this test you do get 2 attempts on, similar to how your quizzes have been. Please go in and take that, or do that this week. Don't forget about that. The other thing I want to talk about that's on the agenda for this week is preparing your book review for next week. This can kind of be a little confusing because it's like, wait, I just wrote a report. This is your during your final gathering, what you'll do, because you now don't have any material to cover, right? This week, lesson 13, will be the final week that you'll have new material that you're going over and covering. So next week, your final week, during your gathering, you'll get in small groups, and each of you will have a chance to present what you learned from your book. So this week, you'll see in the material that it says prepare for your oral book review. So just read through the instructions there. Basically, if you have your paper that you wrote on it, that's going to be a great reference, because that's some of the things, obviously, that you learned from it, those 5 things that you took away from it. But the one thing that is added to that is you do need to read an article by Elder Scott called Removing Barriers to Happiness. And then you're also, part of the discussion that they want you to have is, how does your book that you read compare to this article? I didn't see a link to the article in the description when I was talking about it, so I'm going to leave a link below here for you. So I'll look up the talk. I'll leave a link below to Elder Scott's talk there for you to quickly reference. So that's all I've got for you this week. I know these are kind of getting shorter videos, end of the semester, everyone's busy, so keep up the great work. My one recommendation to you is, even though the end is in sight, don't slow down now. These last 3-4 weeks of the semester really have a bulk of the points. So, I mean, you think like in week 10 you took an exam Week 12, you did your book report. This week, you got another exam. Next week, you got another exam. I mean, there's a lot of points in these last endings. So definitely finish strong. You've worked hard this semester. Don't ease up just because it was towards the end of the semester. All right. Well, I hope you all have a great week. And as always, let me know if you need any help.